Chris in that interview mentioned Urijah Faber. Nice segue for our next guest. He is Urijah Faber. That's his name. And he joins us right now on the phone. Urijah, are you there?
Wow, man. A lot of common sense going on in that whole conversation you just had about my name.
Yes.
And who I am.
How about that?
Appreciate that, man.
You know, usually I have this big, long intro for our guests, but you're Urijah Faber. I don't have to say anything anymore. Your name speaks for itself.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks, I guess.
You've reached the mountaintop in that sense. Well, thank you for the time. It's always good to have you on the show. I didn't bother you all that much. Not that many reminders, right?
No, just one.
Just one. And you kind of gave me the stiff arm, let's be honest.
Yeah. No, I didn't know. I hadn't talked to Candy yet.
Yeah.
So it was good. I mean, that's the way it should work. You guys take care of it, man, and I'll be there. Here I am.
I got a little Urijah to it. I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous.
I don't know if I believe that.
Well, it's good to have you on the show. Thank you for the time. We are not that far removed from Manila. Are you still digesting what happened? Are you over it? Where do you stand with that fight against Frankie Edgar just a couple of weeks ago?
I've watched it quite a few times,
mm-hmm.
and it was interesting, kind of anticlimactic for me. I feel like, it was because of the matchup. It was like hard for openings to come to fruition, and so we had a lot of exchanges and kind of like they call it like a high speed chess match, they call it. So I would like to do a little more damage and feel like I got some more damage done to me, but it was tough, man. I don't know. I mean, the fight was definitely closer than the judges' scorecards, but it wasn't like I felt like anyone ran away with the fight. But it was just kind of a like I said, anticlimactic.
It's interesting that you use that word because obviously you were involved in the fight, so you couldn't really check in. But a lot of the fans afterwards were saying, "Oh, this is like Pacquiao Mayweather. It had so much buzz and people were so excited, but it didn't live up to that hype in their own mind." And it sounds like you're kind of agreeing with them right now.
And not the lack of effort.
Yeah, of course.
In my opinion, I think just because of the matchup, it was like, the real difference in the fight was in my opinion, was the dead time grappling where he was, doing attempts to go for the takedown. It was against the cage, and I mean, not a whole lot of offense happening right there, but and I watched the fight. It was an exciting fight, in my opinion. But you see Frankie get rocked before in fights and have to come back, and you see me, rock guys and get submissions and things like that. It's just harder when it's such an even fight. I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes the mismatches are the best fights because you see one guy just get his butt whooped real bad. And I mean, Frankie and I, neither of us are the type of guys to get our butts whooped, and not for lack of trying there. And I actually enjoyed the fight. I thought it was a fun fight to watch for myself, because I didn't know what was going on. But of course, I'd like to have got the win and had some more, like maybe a couple of knockdowns or close submission attempts. But it was a close match.
For the record, I enjoyed it as well. Just the sight of seeing you guys in the cage together was kind of, it did remind me of that Pacquiao Mayweather thing, because we've been talking about you guys for so long, talking about you guys for, fighting potentially for what seemed like 5 years or so. And then just the sight of you two in the cage together was a spectacle to itself. And if you know both of your styles and how good you are, one would expect that at some point there's, like you said, the mismatches sometimes create the better, more exciting fights when you have two guys at your level. Sometimes it creates those kinds of fights. But it was one of the closest 50 to 45s that you'll ever see. If someone believes that he, you know what I mean? The score doesn't really, if you tell someone, oh yeah, he won 50 to 45, they're like, oh wow, that's one-sided. It really doesn't tell the story of the fight.
No, yeah, I know that. I mean, they got to give around every round. They got to give it to someone, and depends what they're looking at. I feel like I could have gotten a couple of those rounds for sure, just depending, but not like anything to squawk about, because, I feel like I landed a couple of big, substantial, strikes. I landed a big knee, a couple overhand rights. people were talking about him throwing more combos. I don't remember seeing like a ton of combos landing on me, but I mean, he was probably throwing a lot more. But yeah, man, it was just a close friggin' match, man.
Seemed like he hinted
Which
that
is
you were
cool.
kind.
I mean,
Go ahead.
so good. I mean, it's cool. It's cool to have. I mean, they should make some special rules where they can make a fight go like, maybe 10 rounds, because somebody's going to have to break at some point. And I don't think, Frankie or I mean, we could have fought another 5 rounds easily, which is not because, again, lack of exertion. It's just, a lot of footwork and it's hard to hit, hard to hold down, all that kind of stuff.
I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way, because he was very complimentary when we had him on the show right after the fight. But it did seem like he insinuated that you were kind of hard to get, like you were a moving target, so to speak, which is part of the point of a fight. I mean, you're not supposed to stand there. But do you feel like, was that part of what you were trying to do? Were you trying to be elusive there, or do you think it's unfair to say that about your performance in the fight?
I mean, I'm sure I was hard to hit. He was hard to hit too.
Yeah, but
I don't think either of us landed I mean, I feel like I was moving forward a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So especially in the 5th round. But I mean, it wasn't. I mean, we were toe to toe. So I mean, yeah, it was. He was hard to hit too. I hope he doesn't take that the wrong way. But I know how you like to read into things.
Stop it.
No.
What did that fight tell you about your future as a featherweight? Do you think that's the best weight class for you now at this point in your career?
I mean, he's number 1 contender. He just smashed Cub Swanson, who was on a huge win streak. He's beat guys like BJ Penn 3 times, and I feel like a couple little adjustments, and I could find a way to win. A couple big punches that hit on the button, or a little more volume. I know I'm right there at the top level at both weight classes, so I mean, it just gives me options. I mean, there's a few guys in the world that are able to compete in multiple weight classes.
Yeah.
And at the highest level. I mean, some guys never get to be able to, won't be able to hold the match to the top 3 their entire career, which, that's just kind of the way it is. But I could do it at both weights, and I'll just see what the best matchups are.
So you haven't
definitely was a lot easier on my body.
Yeah.
Doing 145s and being able to eat and have a, super healthy demeanor throughout all of training camp was really, really nice for me. And I feel like I could do a little adjusting to really get used to having the heavier weight. I felt fast though. It's funny in the fight. I watched the fight and the commentary and a little bit after fight, like with Florian and TJ and the guys talking about the fight, and some guys are saying I was bigger and stronger, and some guys are saying that he was faster, and then Florian was saying it the other way around. It's like, I mean, it was pretty obvious that it was a close match. So like, I mean, depends what you're looking at when you're talking about speed or strength or whatnot. Yeah, I think again the real difference was the attempts at the takedowns, and for me it wasn't like a plan to really. I don't ever like do takedowns for points. It's more of to try to get a finish. And I think Frankie's the same way. But in a matchup where both Division I wrestlers, we're both high-level jiu-jitsu players, for me that was dead time in there, and that's kind of the difference. So, I mean, could I have done some more takedown attempts myself and tried to rest a little bit? Yeah, but I don't feel like it was the best move to finish the fight. And so that's why I wasn't going for as much wrestling. If I wanted to do it again and try to do more wrestling, I think I could have put more effort into it, but it's just a close one, man.
So you haven't decided if featherweight's next, if you're going to go back down to bantamweight. You haven't made that decision?
No. Nope.
I feel if the opportunities present themselves, I mean, you have some money fights waiting for you at 135. Off the bat right away, Dominic Cruz. That's still there.
Yeah.
And that's gigantic. I feel like you have more fights.
What do you mean by money fight? That they pay me more money for him? Money fight? Is that what you mean?
Well, I don't know. Is that not the case? I just mean money in terms of like when someone says that's money. I get what you're trying to
Exactly.
say. You probably get the same
No,
amount,
yeah,
right?
that would be a good fight.
Yeah.
Again, you know, Varel would be a good fight again. I feel like the last time I fought him was was definitely, you know, unfinished in my side. He caught me with a good punch, but I definitely was still in the fight and you know, stopped a little early, so that's still a fight. You know, I don't know. You know, there's opportunities up at 45 too. I'm just going to kind of wait and see.
So you missed the one that the second one I was going to say. I was going to say TJ. He recently announced, or I guess it was reported that he's no longer with MMA Inc. As is Joseph Benavidez. Does that surprise you? You're kind of viewed as like the face of that management team, in my opinion. As of course you are a team alpha male.
No, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I know both TJ and Joseph, and that's a whole separate gig that, you know, those guys have been from the beginning of their career with MMA Inc. But, you know, all these new changes with the UFC is you know, some guys feel they don't need, you know, the management as much. And I mean, I guess all sponsorships are taken care of, all the pre-work stuff for sponsorships are taken care of. But, you know, I suggest those guys get some sort of management, because it's not a good thing to be managing yourself in the sport. As much as, you know, we're buddies sometimes with the UFC folks, and I mean, it's good to have people looking out for you and people to bring, you know, bounce things off of, and they still have that with me. So, you know, it is what it is for them. Just save a buck is what they're going to do. That's fine.
Do you think when it's all said and done for you, you'll get it? I feel like you'll be a manager, promoter, something of that. I feel like you have that in your future.
I don't know, man. I mean, I help manage and develop our guys on our team.
Yeah.
I help coach guys on the team. I've done a lot, wear a lot of different hats. It just all depends on where my passion is and what the next phase of things goes. But I'm definitely going to be helping guys out for a long time. You know, TJ and Joseph included, and you know, Danny also Castillo. You know, he's a guy that started with us from the very beginning, and you know, we still help each other out. And yeah, so it's you know, it is the changing landscape of MMA is such an interesting thing. It's like every month is a new rule or new, you know, thing in place. So we're just, you know, going with the times and being prepared for a battle.
There are a few guys where it's going to seem a little weird to see them in the Reebok thing. I think you're one of them because you've been, you know, affiliated with Torque for a long time now, and part of that, you know, Form. I don't know. You're always very. You've done a great job. I don't know how, but you've done a great job of affiliating
I don't know
yourself with.
how.
Well, you know what I mean. Like when I think of a brand, when I think of Uriah Faber, I think of brands too. You do such a great job. I've said this for a long time. You're kind of like the De La Hoya back in the day of our sport. I feel like you're just one of the best businessmen out there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and this is not new. I've told you this before. So you in the quote unquote uniform, I think will take some getting used to. Do you agree?
Yeah, it will. But I mean, the good thing is, I mean, Torque. Luckily, we've built a solid brand, and you know, I'm an owner of that brand, and we've got, you know, TJ Lavin, who's helping out on the X Games side of things. With, you know, we've got guys in the BMX world, the skateboard world, and you know, that whole side of things, and we've got a presence still in mixed martial arts because the brand started with mixed martial arts. So I think we have a bright future. Our gear is looking better and better every new batch of designs are awesome. So, I mean, there's like the school uniform, and then there's what you throw on right out of school. So that's kind of the way I approach it. And,
I love that.
I think
That's a great analogy.
yeah, no, I mean, that's it, right? I mean, you know, you got the blue slacks, and you got, you know, your board shorts when you get out of school. So that's kind of the way I look at this thing. And, you know, the UFC is doing their doing them, you know, helping themselves out on the business side. So I mean, it's their business. I'm not one to whine about it.
But for you, you would throw off the slacks, put on the board shorts, but no shirt. You didn't need a shirt, right? Back in the day in high school.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Depends on the time of year in Northern California.
Come on.
We have a rainy season. We have a winter. We have seasons out here. Fall, springtime, summertime, absolutely not.
Did you stick around in Manila or the Philippines, anywhere around there after the fight?
Yeah, it was awesome. I actually went to Boracay
Oh,
for
yeah.
a couple days.
With Luke
Which
Barnett.
was beautiful.
Was he there too?
What's that?
Was Luke Barnett there too?
Yeah, I saw him out there.
Okay.
And Justin Buckles came out also, and then I went to this island, Balasin Island. It was amazing, man. And I actually had done a tour in the Philippines a year prior to going, and the guys that set that up set me up with a really cool vacation for after the fight. This island had 7 different themed resorts on this 1,100 acre island. It was like all blue water, white sand. So there was a Tuscany, there was a Costa del Sol, so there was like an Italian, a Spanish, Phuket, Bali, Balasin, which is the Filipino one. There was a French resort, and it was crazy, man. The food was amazing, and it was beautiful. We were doing snorkeling and supboarding and going on, wakeboarding and having amazing meals. So it was nice, after the fight to get a little relaxation, even though I was, kind of bummed on not getting the W.
So who was on this trip? It was just you and Justin?
No, I had a girlfriend with me.
Oh, well, you're tied down now? What's going on? This is breaking news. We need breaking news.
Tied down.
Wow, this is huge. Finally.
Yeah.
Who's the lucky lady?
I keep that personal.
All right.
I don't want to. No, I've been dating a girl for a while.
What? I'm shocked.
What are you shocked about?
I thought that you were a player for life. I mean, you're the California kid. You've got everyone.
Whoa, who said this?
That's just the impression that I got.
I thought you said you read my book, dude.
Yeah, but the impression
I thought
that
you said you read my book. I remember you said you read my book.
I did.
And then there was something that told me you didn't read the whole book.
You're lying right now. Look, this is not about me, all right? This is about you.
Yeah, look. So I was in a 10-year relationship, as you know, in the book.
Yeah, but
I'm not been a player for life. That's like the opposite.
No. I don't mean in your past life. Typically, when someone's in a relationship like that and they don't get married.
Are you in your past life right now, or are you in your real life?
No, I mean, when the shackles are off, so to speak, then you just go wild, which you might have.
You know what?
Yes.
My dad just pulled up, and he's a huge fan of yours, Ariel.
Oh, yes, I met him.
He loves you, man.
Does he want to?
That's funny.
Yes.
Your mom's a fan of mine, and my dad's a fan of yours. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, my mom just texted me a picture of her watching us have this conversation right now. She's so excited.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's my dad.
Mr. Faber. What does he think about your new girlfriend?
Not a new girlfriend.
How have you been able to keep this under wraps? I mean, with social media these days, Instagram, Friendster, MySpace. I mean, there's so many outlets where people can find out about you, and I feel like I follow you pretty closely.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
No, we've never talked. Is this one of Sacramento's finest, or is this off the grid?
Sacramento.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Keeping it local. I like it.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you're a man of, your women.
What do you mean?
Ariel?
What do you mean? What is that supposed to mean?
You like the local girls? What are you trying to say?
I married a girl from Montreal.
They all could be California girls.
Yes, that is true. That is very true. Well, I'm very happy. This is, I think a lot of people might be sad, including my mother, maybe, but this is nice. I like when people find love.
Married, buddy. I think you might be mixed up.
That's true. So she went to the fight.
Yeah.
First time?
No.
Okay.
What are you laughing about?
How's Lance Palmer looking ahead of his title fight?
Oh, man. He's looking like a beast, dude. That guy's an animal. Hey, it's funny. You just had Hordecki on your...
Yeah.
You just had the Hordecki on the show.
Yeah.
When I fought you should know this. When I fought TKO in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
I fought Menjivar. I'm pretty sure he was on that card, wasn't he? But only 17.
Man, this is a guy that he still looks like he's 17. Let's find out. Let's go into the record books here.
You don't know. This is in Canada.
Yes.
You're like one of the only MMA people.
Not true.
Huh?
Not true. Only MMA media members from Canada? Is that what you're saying?
No, only one of the only MMA media members that have been like a tried and true fan since like the beginning.
Well, of course,
right?
I remember that.
Like,
it was in Montreal, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to remember exactly who was on the card, you know? Here it is. I'm getting it. Wait a second. Oh, yeah, he was on the card.
Hey.
Good call. Who'd he fight?
You know, Mark Hominick was on the card also.
It was a good card.
I still want to come out and coach us, by the way, if you're listening, Mark.
Yeah, how's that going? Are you looking for a new coach?
No, we're looking for possibly a stand-up guy to come in. We're always looking for new guys to add to the fold. We've got Joey, who's a great boxing coach. We've had a guy from L.A. I like to kick people on Instagram. If you want to check him out, he's a bad dude. Come work with us. But
wait, is that his name? Is that his name? I like to kick people on Instagram.
So look it up.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
All right. Well, anyhow, that event was TKO 24, January of 2006. Mark Hominick fought in the main event. Urijah Faber fought Menjivar, as he said. In the co-main, Chris Hordeski fought Dave Parizeau. Rich Clemente as well was on the card. Damasio Page.
Dude, that was a crazy. Oh, GSP was there with Loasso.
Those were the days, right? Do you long for those days? Do you miss those days?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
You know, some
you
might
look up I like to kick people?
No, I can't do that right now because I don't have good connection where I am, but I will.
His name's Edmund. Call him Ed.
Okay.
And yeah, he's been out a couple times. We're trying to get it to where he can come out on a regular basis. And then Master Tong's been back in the mix, but he's commuting on the Amtrak from the Bay a couple days a week.
I like that you still stick with that guy. I like that.
You know, the guy keeps weaseling in, man.
But
he's a crack-up.
You call it like you see it with him, and I appreciate that very much. He's still. It shows loyalty on your part. At the end of the day, Urijah Faber is going to stick with the guys who were there from day one, and I appreciate that.
Oh, thanks.
I think that's something that your new girlfriend would love to hear as well.
Well, I'll tell her.
All right, well, send her my best. Hopefully, it's not Rosie O'Donnell, is it?
Maybe.
Oh, that would be something. That's big news. Get
Rosie
TMZ on that one.
girl.
What's that?
Rosie is my girl.
She is your girl. My mom will beat her up if she steps over that line. Yes, go ahead.
You know that her son actually trains MMA, and he's kind of a stud.
Really?
Yeah.
In New York?
I believe so. I can't remember where exactly, whether it's New York or right on the outskirts.
What's his name?
But yeah, I'm gonna have him come out at some point.
Yes. By the way, you still there?
Yeah.
My mom just tweeted me, breaking news, breaking hearts.
Yeah, right.
All right, well...
not over. It's not over yet.
It's not. The dream is still alive.
You're a crack up, man.
Well, you've said enough, Urijah. Yes, go ahead.
What's new with you?
Oh, me? Well, I'm about to interview Betch Cohen next.
In the oven? What do you got?
Are you referring to Chris Weidman here, or are you talking about something else?
No, I wasn't talking to Chris Weidman. Why?
Well, because last week he said he walked out to the Belfort fight. He had to go to the bathroom, and I like to call that a bun burning in the oven, and that's why he was a little off in the fight.
Wow. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Intimate detail.
But as for me, no, I'm stuck at 2 right now. But who knows what the future brings? At some point, we could double date. Huh? Yeah.
That is funny. And what do you think about this new Ultimate Fighter?
Which one?
The one with the team versus team. Do you like that format?
I got to be honest. I feel like the Ultimate Fighter needs a fresh coat of paint, maybe a little break. This one doesn't really have the same kind of stakes because you don't get a contract, and I don't know. 20 seasons, 21 seasons, a lot. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of reality shows don't go that long. So,
do you
yes.
think? I mean, both those guys, the owners of both those teams,
yes,
have a lot of money.
Yes.
You think they're behind putting this thing together, or you think it was the UFC's idea?
Oh, I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
Yeah, because interesting. Because I don't know. The owners of the team and coaches, right? Or
nah, I don't know about coaches. More owners, especially Glenn.
Okay. Yeah, Glenn is more just an owner, right?
Why do you want Alpha Male to do that? Maybe.
Aldo's mentioned it a couple times.
Oh,
about
yes.
of
course.
Team Alpha Male. I mean, I don't know exactly like how what the genesis of the whole thing was, but
yeah.
I know that we have a ton of up and coming talent that are really, really great. So, hi, Grandma. I'm doing an interview right now.
Yes.
It's great to see you.
Okay,
this is my grandma. She's here.
Hello, Grams.
She's actually native of Holland.
Oh, yes. I knew that. I read that in your book.
Did you?
Yes. Well, we got to go. We've run out of time. I wish I blocked off more time for you because you feel very open. Sometimes you don't want to talk. Now you want to talk, and that's the way it goes sometimes. But I appreciate you coming on, even though.
All right.
Thank you very much. Keep us posted on your future, and it was a great effort. I enjoyed the fight. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah, I had a good time, man. I feel like it was in a real fight. Would have liked to get the W, but I'll get it next time.
And congrats on the new relationship. That's huge.
Oh, you got. Thanks, buddy.
All right, there he is. Urijah Faber. All the best.
Got it.
We'll talk to him very soon. I hope. Great appearance as always. We'd love to have Urijah Faber on the show.